right, hello, Washington Eagles. It is Friday. Yay! May 1st. And let's go through our words. And I kind of like this new way that we're doing this, where I'm using vocabulary because as our spelling words, because even though we're not doing like our typical like spelling rules and our vowel teams, and we're not doing that, but again, vocabulary is huge. It is. It's a big part of reading, and I think it's important. And as I'm going through these words, I'm trying to write them down through just memorizing them by thinking, by trying not to look. And what I do is I visualize the pictures that we were looking at to help me remember what our words were. And so I had a hard time remembering the word mingle, and then I try to think back of the pictures that we looked at, and I was like, oh yeah, it's the penguins. And so and I think this is good because you're learning vocabulary. I want you to practice spelling these words and to visualize them. Okay, so let's go over our words real fast. Leo, this is really not very convenient for me. It's not. I know. Get down. I've got 3 cats, and you would think that out of the 3 of them, like, I would have trouble with all 3 of them. I don't. It's just Leo, who constantly wants to be in my lap, but I love him. Okay, so we have cling. The frog is able to cling to the tree branch because of its long legs. Dissolves. The tablet dissolves quickly in water. Gritty. The sand on the bottom of his feet feels gritty. Humid. I like the tropical feeling of the moist, humid air in the rainforest. Magnify. You can magnify a leaf to see the details up close. Not you, Leo. Microscope. The scientists used a microscope to study the plant cells. Mingle. The 3 penguins like to mingle and socialize on the beach. And freezing. Typical. Freezing temperatures in Alaska are normal and typical for that part of the year. So we made it to Friday, and so our story is going to be The Secrets of Ice. So I'm going to read this. I want you all to follow along, and when you come across one of our spelling words, give a shout out. Say something. Here we go. The Secrets of Ice by Rachel Hayward. And so this text is expository text, which means it is factual information. So, Chapter 1, The Properties of Water. What is clear, wet, and runs out of a faucet? What is cold, hard, and floats in your glass? What is invisible and hangs in the air? The answer is water. Water can be a liquid, water, a solid, ice, or a gas, vapor. Water occurs naturally on Earth as a liquid, a solid, and a gas. When water is a liquid, things dissolve in it easily. Salt, sugar, and some gases dissolve in water. When water gets very cold, it freezes and becomes ice. Most things shrink when they freeze. If you freeze a glass bottle filled with water, however, the water expands and the bottle cracks. When water is a gas or vapor, it is usually invisible. Air with a lot of water vapor in it feels sticky and humid. Water moves around Earth. It can change from a solid to a liquid to a gas. This is called the water cycle. The sun heats water in lakes, rivers, and oceans. Some of it changes into water vapor. This is called evaporation. Then the water vapor rises into the atmosphere. The vapor cools as it rises. It changes back into liquid. This is called condensation. Tiny droplets of water form to make clouds. When the sun evaporates water from a lake, the vapor can appear as mist. The water droplets join together and become heavy. They fall back to earth as rain, hail, sleet, or snow. This is called precipitation. The water collects in streams, rivers, or in the ground. Then it is heated by the sun and the cycle begins again. Water collects other substances from the environment during the water cycle. We can learn more about our planet by finding out what substances the water collected. Here's the water cycle. Number 1, evaporation. Water is heated by the sun and turns into vapor. Number 2, condensation. Vapor cools and turns into a liquid. Number 3, precipitation. The liquid falls as rain, mist, fog, hail, sleet, or snow. Number 4, collection. Water collects in streams, rivers, or on the ground. And then it goes all over again. There's our water cycle. Chapter 2, Snow and Ice. Snow forms when water vapor condenses into liquid droplets. Cool air freezes the water droplets into ice crystals. The crystals grow and stick together The crystals grow and stick to other ice crystals. The ice crystals fall to earth as a snowflake. Ice crystals have different shapes. Colder temperatures make simple shapes. Warmer temperatures make more complicated shapes. Dust can mingle with the water droplets before they freeze. This changes the size and the shape of an ice crystal. This is a close-up image of a snow crystal. Ice crystals contain information about the environment. Water vapor clings to particles in the air, such as dust or ash. When the vapor changes to liquid and then ice, the particles are frozen into the ice crystals. Falling snow also catches bubbles of gas from the atmosphere. Gases and particles are buried with the snow. You can see the dust particles on the snowflake, which is shown under a microscope. Looking closely at snowflakes. You can look closely at snowflakes using a microscope. Most ice crystals have 6 sides. A bullet rosette, a capped column, double plate, fern-like stellar dendrite, hollow column, needle, radiating dendrite, rimmed crystal, sectioned plate, simple prisms, split plate and star, stellar dendrite, stellar plate, triangular crystal, and 12-sided snowflake. The ice in the polar regions built up over thousands of years. The snow formed layers. New snow covered the old snow and pressed it down. The snow slowly compacted into ice. Dust, ash, and gases were trapped in the ice. Snow and ice cover most of Greenland. Looking closely at ice, Chapter 3. Looking closely at ice. Scientists study ice in the polar regions. They want to find out what is buried in the ice. The scientists use a hollow drill with sharp teeth to remove ice cores. The teeth spin and cut through the ice. As the drill moves down, the inside fills up with ice. The best place to drill. Scientists look for places where the ice hasn't melted or moved. The scientists use radar to find out how deep the ice is and how many layers of ice there are. This drill removes ice cores. The ice core is removed in sections. After a section is taken out, the drill is put back into the same hole. It removes an older section of ice. A typical section of ice is between 2 feet and 10 feet. The full ice core could be 300 feet long. In polar regions, the ice is very thick. a polar ice core may be taken from more than 2 miles down in the ice. This scientist is holding a section of ice core. The sections of ice are taken to a special laboratory. Scientists analyze the sections of ice core. They use microscopes to magnify the particles in the ice. Sometimes scientists find ash and gases in the ice. This could mean a volcano erupted at the time that the layer of ice formed. Traces of salt could mean strong winds were blowing in from the ocean. The layers of ice can be seen when the ice core is placed over a light. Scientists test the ice for gases such as carbon dioxide and methane. These are called greenhouse gases. They trap the sun's heat inside the Earth's atmosphere. If scientists know how many greenhouse gases were in the atmosphere long ago, they can discover what the temperature was like then. This scientist is looking at an ice core. A bird just flew into our window, but I think it's okay. Leo's investigating, but he's not going to get to the bird. Much to his chagrin, I'm sure. The information in the ice cores help us learn about the past. We can find out what the climate was long ago and how it was changed over the years. Water captures important information about our world. Who would have thought that ancient ice held so many secrets? We can learn a lot when we look at something closely. What can scientists learn from ice cores? So this glacier contains ice and snow that have built up over many years. All right. Okay, so that is all for today. It is Friday, May 1st, and I want you all to go outside and get some fresh air and exercise. And you know what? Maybe we'll see some snow come this winter. We don't know. All right, until next time, go outside, enjoy the warm air. Love you guys. Be safe.